Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Finally, we get some football. Yes, where have you been? How are you, Nathan?
In 8 weeks, yeah, I've been good.
Superb.
A bit annoying without no football though.
No, Premier League, of course. Well, discussions may be coming back on the 1st of June, or that's when the British government have said it can return, so it'll probably be about, I don't know, a couple of weeks after that. But what we have got for you today is some Bundesliga 1 predictions from Germany. Games this weekend take on Saturday, Sunday and Monday, so we've got 9 fixtures to discuss and predict for. I'm no expert on German football. I don't know how you are, Nathan, on German football.
Not the best.
No, so we'll see how it goes. But first the football back. I think the K-League in South Korea has already come back a couple of weeks ago, and sort of like Belarus have been just playing and doing as they want, really. But so let's get into it and make some predictions.
Okay, so first up we have the most anticipated fixture of the Bundesliga returning. That is the Werder Derby between Borussia Dortmund and Schalke 04. Now Dortmund with that most amazing front three, Haaland, Royce, Sancho and Thorgan Hazard, along with Schalke, who haven't had good form at all. I think they've only won, once in their last...
and they're not in great form. They've lost it. Well, they haven't won in their last 6 anyway.
Haven't won in their last 6, not doing too well. Dortmund got some really good form at the top of the table, really trying to chase down Bayern, who are only a few points behind them. Last game, 0-0. Between these two sides, but I just think Dortmund at Signal Iduna Park or Westfalenstadion, whichever, that sounded more French than German then. It's ridiculous there, with the yellow wall and everything. They rarely lose at home, Dortmund, and I think it's going to be a big scoreline and continue to pile on Schalke's woes and keep them dropping down the table. So I'm going to say 3-0 to Dortmund. Yeah, the River Derby, one that we're very excited about watching or seeing the highlights of. We haven't actually got BT Sport, but you never know, that may change in the coming days. That might change, yeah. So Dortmund against Schalke. Dortmund only 4 points now behind Bayern Munchen or Bayern Munich at the top of the table, so really need to win this fixture. However, interestingly, Dortmund have only won once out of their last 8 fixtures against Schalke, although, as you said, Nathan, Schalke haven't been in the best of form. So playing behind closed doors as well, of course, we all know that you can't go and watch football at the moment. It's all on. Completely forgot about that.
Excellent. But so it's going to be a great leveler. The intensity of the play, we don't know how that's going to affect the players, because when you've got a crowd behind you, it's it gives you that an extra
especially
spring
in Dortmund's case as well. You'll probably I can't imagine what it's going to be like playing in an empty stadium like that.
It gives you an extra spring in your step and everything, and the crowd really wheels you on and drags you up when you're down, etc., or gets on your back. So it will be very interesting to see, especially in this first fixture. But with Dortmund's form at home this season, only just behind Bayern Munich, I can only see one winner in this one, and I'm going to go for a Dortmund victory, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 scoreline.
Interesting.
Next up, we got Dusseldorf against Paderborn. Now, this is a bottom of the table clash. Dusseldorf struggling, although they've only lost once in their last 6.
Lots of draws.
Yeah, Paderborn, who were promoted last season from Bundesliga 2 or 2.
This guy speaks German, obviously.
1, 2. Paderborn play some very exciting football, but the problem is they let a lot of goals in.
Just like Fulham in the Premier League last season, for example.
They do, however, they did win this fixture 2-0 at their place earlier in the season. So bottom of the table clash, they're going to want to get off to a positive start, even though they're away at home. But as we've already said, what's going to happen? So I'm actually going to go for a draw in this one. I think without the crowd there, maybe they'll be able to relax and get that sort of the way they play, free flowing attacking football. And I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
I'm actually going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
Because the way Paderborn play with a really nice style of play, can't seem to defend, meaning that more goals will eventually go in. But with their really nice attacking style of play, they'll be able to get the goals if they can finish them. That's one of their problems this season, that they can't even score the goals either. So I'm going to say 2-2. Next up, we got FC Augsburg versus Wolfsburg. Augsburg, average at best, 14th, 2 places off the relegation playoffs. Haven't won in their last 5 games.
Losing the last
3, so haven't been in good form. Coming up against a Wolfsburg side in 7th position. Don't like to lose Wolfsburg. Haven't lost in over 6 games, and that's probably going to continue, although I can see it being a tight affair since Wolfsburg do like a draw on the other hand. So I'm going to say a narrow 1-0 away win.
Yeah, Wolfsburg traditionally don't really travel that well. Augsburg, which is just outside Munich, I believe, something like the northwest, I think, of Munich. I've been doing my geography homework on this one. Yeah, it's a difficult one to call. They are at home, Augsburg, but I think Wolfsburg, with the way they've been playing prior to lockdown, I think they may just nick this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory. Next up, we've got Hoffenheim at home against Hertha Berlin. Now, Hoffenheim find themselves at the moment in 9th position, and Hertha Berlin find themselves down in 13th position, only 1 victory there in their last 6 fixtures. Running through a few of the players for Hoffenheim, we've got Posch, Pogma, Hubner, who is the captain, Kaderbrook, Rudi, Skov, and Baumgartner. Hertha Berlin, Stark is the captain, coached by Labadia, yes. I think out is the midfielder suspended as De Ruyter for Hertha Berlin as well, which could be a bit of a blow to Berlin there. But yeah, I'm going to go for a home victory in this one to Hoffenheim. They are further up the table, but that doesn't always mean anything. No, the Hoffenheim did win the reverse fixture as well, 3-2. So I'm going to give this one to Hoffenheim, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 home victory.
Interesting. I'm actually going to go for 2-2. It was 3-2 to Hoffenheim last time, even though Hertha Berlin haven't been picking up too many wins recently. This could all change because of the period that the leagues have been suspended for. So I think both teams are going to hit a stalemate and 2-2. Next up, we have RB Leipzig against Freiburg. Now, personally, I don't like RB Leipzig at all. I believe I'm 10 years older than them or something ridiculous. Only founded in 2009, taking over a club very similar to NK Dons in its history. Absolutely hated by most German clubs. That means I don't like them myself because the whole situation that I know with MK Dons Wimbledon in this country. And Freiburg are currently sat in 8th position, very good for them. Up and down form as usual, which obviously is redundant now since the leagues have stopped. But RB Leipzig, although not liked by many teams, actually have a lot of good players. Timo Werner is one that sticks out, German striker.
I think Liverpool are looking at him at the moment, so
yeah, it looks like he's on his way to Liverpool. One who likes long-range goals as well, Marcel Sabitzer, Austrian. The ones that stick out, Yusuf Poulsen as well. Produced a lot of good players over the years, RB Leipzig have, and I think they're going to have the upper hand in this game. And I'm going to say 2-0 to Leipzig, even though they lost the last game around where Freiburg won 2-1.
Yeah, and of course Ethan Ampadu is on loan from Chelsea, although he's got his back injury as well, so he's
very had a bad back.
Yeah,
famous Welsh song, as you know.
Yeah, well, that's Gareth
Bale.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's more than likely not going to play in this one. Schlick, who plays, I think he plays in front of Werner. I think Werner sort of dances around.
Can't forget Klosterman in defence as well, quality player as well.
Freiburg, as you said, Nathan, they're currently in 8th position, so having a fairly decent season. But I think RB Leipzig, Red Bull Leipzig, are going to be too strong at home as well. Undefeated in the last 6, winning 2 out of their last 4. So yeah, I'm going to go for an RB Leipzig victory in this fixture.
Well, actually saying that before you get absolutely ripped in the comments, they're called Rasenballsport Leipzig, I believe. But correct, because of the naming right.
And isn't it because they were playing RB Salzburg from Austria in that match, and where they couldn't play each other because they're owned by the Champions League, owned by the same firm or company.
And not only that, the main reason was because you're not allowed to put sponsor names in team names.
Correct. Yes.
And the way they do the break the 50+1 rule, even though the loophole they get around it is disgraceful in my opinion, where you got to pay to be a member and there's only like 300 members, which is ridiculous. But do your research on it, guys.
Superb research. Okay, excellent. So as I said, next fixture, or I haven't said actually yet, is at 5:30. All these previous matches that we just talked about take place at 2:30 GMT. And this one takes place at 5:30, which is between Eintracht Frankfurt against Borussia Monchengladbach. Glad I got that one. Yeah, I'm glad I got that one correct. Anyway, in the reverse fixture, plenty of goals. 4-2 to Monchengladbach in that fixture. Frankfurt find themselves in 12th position at the moment, losing their last 3 fixtures. Monchengladbach 4th position at the moment in the
very good season.
in the Champions League spots. 1 defeat in their last 6 matches. They beat Koln at home in the last win as well, and before that they beat Augsburg, losing at home as well against Dortmund. So difficult one to call, this one. Could end up in a draw, but I am going to favour the away team in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory.
Interesting. Some of the players of note, of course, for Frankfurt, you've got the likes of Andre Silva, Filip Kostic, I think I've said his name right.
Rode as well.
Rode, yeah. Kevin Trapp, former PSG goalkeeper, who also was back up for Germany as well. And then looking at Borussia Mönchengladbach as well, you got Marcus Form, I think I've said that right, Zakaria, Hermann Sommer, who is the Swiss goalkeeper as well. So really good players for both clubs. However, I think it's going to be a 2-0 away win to Borussia Mönchengladbach, which will continue to secure their Champions League place. Next up, we've got FC Cologne versus FC Mainz. I think I've said that right. Cologne currently 10th in the table. I think they've won 4 out of their last 6 matches, so got some really good form there. Whereas Mainz, 15th position, only a couple of points off the relegation playoffs place. Up and down form, very patchy at the moment. Last time Mainz won this 3-1. But I can actually see them winning it again, but narrowly. 2-1 seem to have a good record against Cologne, and with Cologne's form even though Cologne's form was picked up, that doesn't mean anything. I think they're going to continue to slip down the table a bit.
Ooh, you've gone for an away victory.
I've gone for an away victory, indeed.
Interesting. Now, I think I'm going to favour the home team. Also, Cologne are known as the Billy Goats.
Interesting.
Yeah, very good. Got a nice badge, by the way, with that goat on the front of their badge. As you said, Nathan, in the last fixture between these two sides, Mainz won it 3-1. However, I'm going to go for the home side in this one. I think Mainz have lost their way a little this season as it's progressed. I'm going to go for a 2-1 home victory to Cologne or Koln in this one. Koln coached by Markus Gisdol, of course, and Mainz by Ashim Bialotza. if I pronounce that correctly. Muller in goals for Mainz was St. Justi, Bruma, Nikita, Baku, Barrera, Latza as a captain, Moeni, Onishwiwo, I think that's how you pronounce it, Quasian and Slali, and I won't pronounce any more players because it's a little bit difficult there.
Too much.
Okay then, Nathan. Union Berlin against Bayern Munich next. So Nathan, we've got Union Berlin I think they originated in the east side of Berlin before the Berlin Wall fell, of course. And
both teams, of course, on the east side of the Berlin Wall, as well as Hertha Berlin, who play at the Olympic Stadium, of course.
Yeah, Hertha Berlin, Union Berlin, playing Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich at the moment 4 points clear? Yeah, 4 points clear at the top of the table. So if Dortmund win, they'll reduce that to 1 point on Saturday, but this game takes place at 5:30 on Sunday afternoon. But I think earlier in the season Bayern Munich are led to believe that they struggled slightly defensively all over the place, but since Hansi Flick has come in, he's really shored up the defence, got more structure into the Munich rear guard there, and throughout the team, doing well in Europe as well. One of the favourites to win the Champions League, of course. I don't think they'll have too much trouble gaining victory in this one against Union Berlin, who incidentally came up last season from Bundesliga 2.
Very interesting.
However,
as well.
I don't think it's going to be a walkover, especially, there's not going to be, hardly any fans, if any at all, in there. You might have a few stewards rattling about in the Union Berlin Stadium there. But I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to Bayern Munich, but it's not going to be all plain sailing.
Yeah, speaking about Union Berlin, one of their players is actually in the top 5 goals of this season. Actually, Sebastian Andersson, I believe his name is, been scoring a lot. Also got players like Felix Kroos.
Yeah, I wonder if he's a relation.
Could be. Looks like Toni Kroos as well a little bit, and Neven Subotic, who used to play for Borussia Dortmund, I believe, as well. And then they're coming against Bayern with all the quality in there. Benjamin Pavard scored goal of the World Cup. Jerome Boateng, Alphonso Davies, been really impressing the Canadian international, as well as Serge Gnabry, Thomas Muller playing really well this season and revitalised under Flick, and Robert Lewandowski, who can forget, and he just scores any position he will score.
I think he was injured as well before this enforced layoff. So of course Coutinho's there as well on loan.
Oh yeah, everyone forgets about Coutinho. He's hadn't done well since he's left Liverpool, but average at best at Dortmund, Bayern, terrible at Barca. But anyway, it's not going to be a walk into the park for Bayern like most people predict, so I'm going to say only 2-0 to Bayern on this one. I don't think Union Berlin will be able to score. And finally, we have Werder Bremen versus Bayer Leverkusen. Now, Leverkusen sort of a conveyor belt for wonder kids. One most notably, of course, coming through is Kai Havertz at the moment. So composed on the ball, he's going to be a future star as well. Coming up against the Werder Bremen side, who are in 17th position, lost 5 games on the bounce before they finally got a draw in the last game around, but form means nothing in this. Leverkusen should be winning this one. In 5th position, they could be doing a lot better with their squad. So I'm going to say a narrow 1-0 away victory.
Yeah, how the mighty fall of Werder Bremen in the past.
Very good.
A strong German team, famous, etc. So teetering now on the edge of relegation. So they really need the points in this one. At home against Leverkusen, who find themselves in 5th position. Only lost once in their last 6 fixtures, winning 4 of the other 5 as well. I can only see one winner in this one, and I'm actually going to go for a big scoreline in this one. I'm going to go for a 3-1 away victory to Leverkusen, but as we say, I think there's going to be some odd results coming out of this, so you could even see Werder Bremen winning this one.
I doubt. However, that's why I've been cautious with the 1-0.
That's right, but I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to Leverkusen in this over Werder Bremen. So that concludes our predictions for week 26 of the 2019-2020 Bundesliga 1 season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of the fixtures in the description, so if you want to play at home and get a shout out in the next video, then make sure you do leave your predictions in the comment section. Top scorer will get that shout out, and remember, a perfect score, you get 3 points. 1 point for is for a correct result and 0 for anything else. So good luck on that. We're going to keep a tally of this, how it progresses. We're not going to add it onto the Premier League tally, etc. So it's going to be it's going to be another league table. Yep. How long this goes on for, I'm not sure. So if the Premier League comes back in, we're going to concentrate on the Premier League, of course. If we've got enough time, maybe we're going to run it in tandem. You may even see the Bundesliga complete before the Premier League.
That's probably going to happen.
It may well happen.
I mean, I'm going to probably end up doing a video on this, with the whole of English football, with what I think is going to happen and what personally I think should happen.
Yeah.
So expect that video to be coming out within the next week on my channel. So. Of course, link in description below.
I'll leave it in the description for you, Nathan. Yes, but yeah, it's fascinating to see that Germany have come back at this early stages. I know that they're
in a better position than us.
Yeah, doing lots of testing as well. They're testing. I think they're testing all their players in training as well. I think they've done it in stages, and it's been consistent throughout the whole of the Bundesliga as well, where you could only have 2 players training together. Then they've moved it up to 4, 7, or 5 and 7, etc. So, so it'd be very interesting to see the outcome of these results on the weekend. They brought it this early as well. I think there's issues with contracts for TV, contracts for players. I think whether they've got to get all done by the end of June or the end of July, I'm not sure the actual date. So they're trying to squeeze all of these fixtures into quite a tight time frame as well. But enjoyable. I'm learning a lot about German football, or have been in the last few days. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully our knowledge will get better over these coming weeks as well. So Nathan, before we go, is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, like I said earlier, so to my channel, link in the description below.
And you'll be doing a lot of reading on German football.
And I'll be trying to produce that video with having a look at how and when, or even if the season should restart.
Or you can predict when the season will restart.
I could indeed predict when the season restarts, but I did actually do that, even though that video is probably out of date now. And I'd like to give a shout out to the Dugout Football channel, where we both did an interview on there, talking about Premier League and other stuff as well. In that video, I predicted the Premier League to be back and football in general to be back mid-August, but with everything going on, it's probably going to change. So keep an eye on my channel, guys.
Yeah, I think on Doug's channel with that interview, I think I said mid-July for the Premier League. Which, so you never know.
You never know, but
of course
it changes every day.
Brighton, I think, have 3 infections as well. We won't say the C word, of course.
Otherwise demonetised.
Yeah, we won't say that. But, so who knows when it's going to be back. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you taking the time out to watch the video. Sub to my channel, sub to Nathan, give us a thumbs up as well. Let's see if we can get to 5 this time, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.